We're here at Digital Hollywood Fall 2012 with David Adams from Aceto, and you run business development for the company?
Corporate development.
Corporate development.
I do strategic partnerships, new products, and M&A.
And has Aceto acquired some companies in the last year or so?
Well, just last month we acquired a company in New York called Cloverleaf, which was a smaller competitor of ours in the App Store space for IPTV operators.
And what is the portfolio of products that Aceto offers to the world? What does Aceto offer to the world?
So we have a couple different offerings. We were founded in 2004 doing IPTV apps in Europe. The company is Stockholm-based. And we have developed over time an App Store solution for IPTV operators. So it's not just the front-end portal that the users see, but it's the back-end integration to authentication and billing, as well as the analytics and reporting, and then a whole developer community for provisioning new apps and doing updates to apps and things like that for third-party developers. And that's modular, so you can use just pieces of it. And in fact, say Panasonic uses it on the back end for just the developer community worldwide for the Aircast, and several other TV manufacturers and device manufacturers are going to roll it out, as well as major IPTV operators like Deutsche Telekom.
So you are really defining it as IPTV as over-the-top TV functionality versus tablets and mobile in conjunction with TV online.
Right, so IPTV is the closed-end systems that an operator would have, and we've done a lot of work in that space, but getting back to our offerings, because of our expertise in the space, we've been doing a lot of connected TV now. So working with major brands to build their applications on Samsung, LG, Roku, etc., Xbox, and names like HBO Go and MTV and NBA.com and whatnot, and all the majors down here in Hollywood, where we're building apps, front-end applications for delivery of content directly to TV. So those are more over-the-top solutions, or authenticated apps, like an HBO Go.
But you would never really do anything that's mobile in conjunction with TV. That would be a third category. Right?
So that is a third category. We've had a lot of customers ask for that, and because of that, we've developed some products to help build applications that connect sort of second screen devices with the TV. So it started off with companies like Viasat's a big operator in Scandinavia. They wanted to do their EPG on a tablet, so we built this whole interface for the EPG on a tablet. Click a button and it changes the channel for you on the TV. But we're also doing social integration and things like that. We've done games where 1,000 people in a room can connect to a game on a TV and play a trivia game. And the first one to get the right answer wins. And basically all these devices have to connect to the TV. So in doing that, we built a product called Aceto Connect, which is a basic platform to connect any iOS, Android, or web device to a TV application. And it allows for easy integration of second screen apps.
So is Aceto Connect also for over-the-top TV, or that's just a third one?
You can use it for over-the-top TV, absolutely. So you can basically take a website, put a button on there, watch on TV. You click the button, and our SDK for Aceto Connect will connect you with the TV, and we can push the video directly to the TV.
That's great.
So, everything you want to do in terms of social and stuff is your original website or iPad app, and you watch the video on the big screen.
On the big screen, yeah.
And the way we like to see it is the big screen for video, tablet or web for everything else.
Makes sense. For functionality, right? In terms of any trends or interesting things you're seeing in digital Hollywood that would be relevant to your company?
The funny thing is, I've been so busy I have not even been able to go to any panels yet.
It's time.
I was about to go to a panel. One thing is interesting is everybody's talking about tablets and things like that, and it seems like this whole social TV and what's going on the second screen is really exciting, but nobody's actually done anything in the last year. There's been little things here and there, and I think everybody's held back, and probably see more of it next year. So the things we're doing on second screen have been, here and there, little things. It hasn't been massive deployments, and so I was expecting to see some exciting announcements or something. I haven't seen that yet.
That may be coming.
Yeah.
Well, it's a place where the growth has happened in terms of devices. So hopefully the content and the usage will follow.
Honestly, from our business point of view, and we're working with all the major media companies in New York and LA, authenticated apps on connected devices, especially Xbox and PS3, because of their usage, have been our bread and butter over the last year. I mean, it's been a clear move of all the majors that this is the direction they want to go, or at least get something out there.
In the home, right?
Yeah. So, HBO Go is what we did at the beginning of the year. Now we're working with NBC and Fox and et cetera, et cetera. And they all want to, they all want those apps out there. I think it's not a cord cutting thing. It's just offering better, better experience for their customers, so they can catch up on something or rewatch something. And so the issues with that is, okay, how do you do the advertising? How do you get credit from Nielsen? How do you get the analytics to work on all these different platforms? And so we're still getting those technical pieces to work. Adobe Pass doesn't work on all the platforms that our customers want it on. And so these are the kinds of issues we're dealing with. So even though that was last year's theme, this year we're actually doing those things.
It's always delayed a bit.
Yeah. So
that's what we think through.
That's why I'm thinking maybe next year we'll see a lot of social TV on second screen being adopted, because they're still talking about it and we haven't implemented it yet.
Yeah, having run a company in this space that just shut down last year, I'm hoping that next year will be it. Right?
Yeah.
We've been looking at it for so long. Thank you for sharing that with us. In terms of, I'm going to ask you an M&A question, and you can choose to answer or not. When you were looking at your last deal, what were some of the criteria that you were taking into account in your M&A strategy?
So this company was built is in New York, and we don't have a footprint in New York. And so it was a team that was there with a customer base, and they open up an ability for us to reach our customers in New York, because we're constantly flying from Silicon Valley out there, and we've got a lot of customers there. The second thing is they're deeper in the operator space in the U.S. and in North America in general. And so we've been doing a lot of professional services with media companies, but we haven't been able to penetrate the operator market like we have in Europe. And so, bringing on a team that already has an existing base of customers was very helpful for Aceto. We are expanding rapidly in the U.S., so it was more, location, customers, and skill sets. Just the fact that we need to grow in engineering and whatnot, rather than financial reasons like whether it was accretive or things like that.
I've seen that happen a lot more in the marketplace. I sit on the board of directors of a company that's acquired 5 different ventures in 2 quarters, and it seems to be the norm versus an exception. Where in the past you would just look at, are you really buying cash flow? Are you really buying some underlying revenue that's going to grow your bottom line revenue in a way that's unforeseen by your own growth and so on. So it's kind of a different standard. Is this what you're seeing in the market?
Well, every company's different, but in Silicon Valley, where it's tough to find engineers, a lot of the big companies, they buy, back in the day it used to be $1 million an engineer when you do an acquisition. And it was focused more on the engineer rather than the technology revenues. If you can find people that are working as a team with the skill sets you need, the cost of acquiring those is pretty high, and getting them to work together, getting them up to speed, all those kinds of things. So they tend to want to acquire teams, and it just makes it easier for growth. But there are a lot of acquisitive companies out there that are purely focused on the financial side, and obviously they've got a different way of valuing a company as well. And the number comes out different. And what I've always found.
One can argue if it really grows or stays the same once you acquire it and so on, right?
Yeah. Who knows what the revenue is going to be next quarter? They just spent the last 2 quarters trying to sell the company and not focused on sales. But but at least you can tell your board, hey, we're not losing money. It's accretive. But a company like Google throwing off so much cash is more strategic, and you know they're going to probably buy 2 companies a month just based on the number of engineers. So.
Interesting. So acquisition of engineers is alive and well in Silicon Valley.
Yeah, I mean it's tough to find engineering if you're a smaller company like us, and you know we're not a known brand, not like a Google or Zynga, Facebook, etc. They're all hiring at the same time.
They are right now. So you were saying that the recession is over in Silicon Valley? Almost.
I think so. I think if you're a good engineer, you've got to think of several jobs right now. There's a lot of sort of mid-level positions open. You know, Silicon Valley's back. You know, maybe Zynga's exit and Facebook's exit, and then you know, fall in price scares a lot of people. But just remember, there's several other companies out there that are just like that that are hiring mad. So
they're coming right back in.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
My pleasure.